Gemini. Hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hi, my friends, how are you doing? I'm so stoked to do your reading for you today. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you've been here, welcome back. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, and also if you want to be notified whenever I publish new content, please hit the bell button with all. The way this works is I brought through a written channeling for you that I'll read to you. I also did a healing incantation that was so beautiful. I absolutely love it. I just want to say here, Great Mother is with you, Gemini. And we already pre-shuffled all of your cards. I cleansed your space, put good energies here, and in the pre-shuffle, this is what came out. So heal your heartbeat with rhodonite. And then you have manifestation and love. And this is so fitting because we have really three hearts here in this constellation, and it is so gorgeous because the hummingbird in the card is actually, and interesting that we're jumping into this immediately. I can show you here. The hummingbird in the card is actually, there's a broken up heart that they seem to have healed somehow themselves, right? There's just like a little bit that is left right here, but that is about to be healed, about to be stitched up. And the funny thing is, all the while this is happening, it's like rhodonite, or the stone, is being worn on your heart. So this is you. Very interesting, because it's like you choose what your heart is made out of. It's very interesting. It's like I have a hard time putting this into words because the translation with words just doesn't really do it. So, and this is very typical for the heart as well, right? Because often it's emotions and we have a hard time to put stuff into, especially like intense feelings. Sometimes we have a hard time putting those into words. And then when spirit's coming through too, I just want to do this. I want to do it like, hug and touch and be kind and be good. Sometimes we have a hard time, especially when spirit is coming through, to put those feelings through. And it's like, if you do have a pendant, like a rhodonite pendant or some other pendant that you love to wear, please do so. And you can charge your crystals with the intention to heal your heart, help you heal your heart. And this is also maybe something that you have done, or maybe something that you're thinking about doing, and this is confirmation for you if this is you. We'll get to but it's so gorgeous because it's like you are choosing like how you're going to go forward with your heart here. And I absolutely love it, because before that, maybe people may have trampled on it at some stage, right? But now it's like up to you. It's really your heart. It's really your heart again, and you're deciding how you want to go about it. I feel like there's a point in your life that signifies something here, and we'll get to that with the written channeling also. A point in your life. Up until that point, people may have walked over you. And I'm going to very carefully say you allowed them to walk over you. The reason that I'm saying this is not to be harsh, but it is rather to empower you, because that brings the power back to yourself, right? Depending on where you are in your journey right now, this is important for you to hear. If you're over here already, then it's confirmation for you. Then you know this already. If you're still in these waters here, then it's like, aha, okay, so I can take the power back. You very, very much can, Gemini. You can, shelter your heart. You can give your heart a home within yourself. And oh, I feel this so strongly. This is such an amazing message, the coming home to yourself kind of a part. I really love this, like making your heart your home, making your body your home. Like truly, there's something about really, really coming home. So what I got for you was sorting through stuff. So you may be decluttering currently, or you may have decluttered. This could be energetic, but it could also mean like your house, your apartment, an old pile of something, whatever it was, went through that and just really sorted through what do I need to keep, what is important to me, and what can I easily let go of. Okay, old patterns are arising currently. You may be feeling feelings of codependency, of people pleasing, for example, but much stronger than they're actually within yourself, and they actually exist within you. But this is so you can see it. It's an enhancement of those feelings. And I want to keep holding my heart, because there was a huge heartbreak that you went through. And I feel the remnants of that coming up. It feels kind of ancient too. So there could very likely be past lives involved with this heartbreak. You know how we're heartbroken in one lifetime, and then we carry bits and pieces of this in this lifetime, the parts that we wanted to heal this lifetime. And I feel this. It could also denote to your childhood here. I'm feeling both, actually. It's like past life, and I'm feeling the childhood. So something is coming up for you to be healed, like an old wound, exactly like this. Okay, and being aware of the fact that it exists within you, but it's not as strong. It's just enhanced so you can actually see it, because it feels kind of faint and you wouldn't probably feel it like in your day-to-day, and this is why they're making you aware of it. So being aware of this fact is going to help you understand, because sometimes when we see our shadow enhanced, it can cause feelings of not liking ourselves or not liking that part of ourselves, when really we are integrating those lost parts, right? We're bringing them back, and this is hugely empowering. This is where the power is, within the shadow. It's not so much within the light, although that is an important part too. It's almost like, and this is interesting that we have the blue and the red here, or the rosish color, because it's like masculine and feminine. It's something's coming together here, right? So it's like oh gosh, I lost my train of thought here. That was important though. Like the masculine and feminine coming together, and that's what I felt with you here too. It's like the coming together of those parts within yourself. Oh yeah, the shadow being the masculine, and the light part being the feminine. You know, energies here, not gender specific, and bringing those two together. And again, the shadow is where our power actually lies, because if we're just like nice and have no boundaries and don't know how to defend ourselves, if we haven't found our fangs or our claws, then people can very easily walk over, and they will. And they will. There are people that are taking advantage of it, and even that's not to say they're bad people necessarily either, but it's just like, if someone doesn't have boundaries, you actually have to put in an effort sometimes to, or be very conscious that they don't have that. So you may be like, okay, they'll give you this and they'll give you more, and they won't stop giving you until you say, okay, it's good, it's enough, right? So sometimes you do have to put that there if the other person doesn't have strong boundaries or no boundaries at all. Again, childhood stuff. But this is empowering, because once you choose to have boundaries, like, your whole life is going to change, and people may have turned away from you already for that fact, because when they were allowed to get whatever they wanted from you in the first place, and then you're saying no more of this, then that's a strong boundary, and then they may have, you know, turned and walked the other way, because they can no longer use you in the way that they intended to use you. So okay. You are a teacher to others, is what I was getting. Great communicator. So there may also be something about speaking for you. So, you know, on a stage is what I'm getting for some of you. Like on a bigger stage, it could either be literal on a stage, or it could be that you're somehow communicating your voice over a platform. You're also a great friend, is what I was getting here. Do not let anyone take advantage of you, especially not currently. You may be nice, but you also have this other side, exactly. So no one should even try to exploit you and take your kindness for weakness. You are strong, and you are fierce, Gemini, okay? Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, or make you feel otherwise, actually. But you recently may have had a situation that tested you in such a way. How it went, so the outcome, whether you gave in, whether you stayed nice, whether you acted up, whether you set a boundary, etc., all of that doesn't really matter, is what I was given here. But what mattered were the feelings that arose with this interaction. It's very important to acknowledge those feelings, as they are leading you to healing this part. Okay? That's really, really important. And then they said, we love you so much. You're doing great. You are doing great. And like I said with the incantation, the Great Mother is with you, Gemini, and it felt very soothing and strengthening. I'll post that one over on Patreon for you after your extended reading, okay? When I pulled the cards for you, it felt like it was tightly knit. So your guides, your ancestors, are very close to you. They are really there to support you, and you can, there's a recommendation for you and also a reminder of you to tap in. You can ask on a daily basis, however often you want to. They're there, they're helping you. Okay. um, Back to basics is the next thing I was given. Some of you will start to feel yourselves, like yourselves once more, so coming back alive as your beautiful selves. What I was given was the song by Beyonce, Feeling Myself, so there may be something in there for you. Okay, and Rhodonite, by the way, Pisces had that in their reading too, so there may be something in the Pisces reading, or you have watched the Pisces reading. And I'm going to go ahead now and read to you the Rhodonite card. And it reads, heal your heartbeat. When you're feeling calm and centered, your heart beats in an even rhythm. Listening to it becomes self-soothing, helping you remember your personal cadence. But when you're anxious, especially when you're perpetually anxious, your heart stutters and skips. Your own skittish heart sends you deeper into unease and angst. But it's not your heart that's the problem. The problem lies deeper, rooted in the vulnerability that is causing the anxiety. Exactly. Put your hands on your heart. Much like I was like, for the most part of the reading, I had my hand on my heart. Put your hand on your heart, Rhodonite instructs. Close your eyes and feel its beat. Once you're in sync with yourself, ask your heart what's feeding its anxiety. To heal your heart, you need to first know in what way you feel vulnerable in the world. It's time for this first step. And I believe you're ready for this too, Gemini, because sometimes when we've had to set a strong boundary, it's the walls go up around our heart, right? And this is good first, because it's like a defense mechanism. But as time goes by and you're learning how to, or you have learned how to, deal with people, how to work your way in and around situations, those walls can come back down, because you can sniff someone that would try to take advantage from you from a mile away, and that's a different cause altogether, and now your walls can come down again. Okay, there's a ritual to seal your energy. This one's really good because there may be leakage in your energetic field, so this seal your energy ritual is a really good one, and not just for this situation but for any situation, really, to check how your energetic center is. And then there's a reflection with the heart healing. And what I want to read from this is from Reba McEntire. I don't know who this is, but for me, singing sad songs often has a way of healing a situation. It gets the hurt out in the open, into the light, out of the darkness. And this is so significant, right? Because um, because this is what we were talking about, the shadow aspect of yourself, of ourself, really, and then the light aspect of ourselves, because the shadow wants to be integrated, is nothing to be feared. But I myself have been feeling like those energies very strongly in the past week, like with anxiety rising up, but in a slightly different way, and the energies are sped up, and I believe throughout August it will be more sped up also. We'll see more of this. Okay, there's also the Leo new moon that's coming up on the 28th. Please look out for, I might be doing a live either on that day or one day, probably not on that day, maybe one day before, probably one day before. So on the 27th, just look out for this one. And I may be pulling additional cards depending on how my energy is, but because right now, energy levels with me, I have a hard time sleeping or falling asleep right now, so it's so. We'll see how we go, okay? But your guys are more than welcome to join this live for the new moon in Leo. Okay. Yeah, the last card I want to read to you before we'll take it over to the extended is manifestation. So believe in yourself, Gemini. Trust your instincts and follow your heart. This is all about heart. For in doing so, you shall manifest all your heart desires. The life you have for so long aspired to create will soon manifest. Exactly. If you want to follow us over to Patreon, it's $11.11 a month for the whole entire month for all the extended. Also, if you wish to go back, for example, to the Pisces reading, and then there's the extended and you're interested, that's all included, okay? Also, if you wish to book a private reading with me, a private healing reading, you also may do so, or a crystal charged intention if you would like me to help you with charging your crystal. that's $40. But if you attach it to a healing reading, that's only $20. So check out everything in the link below. And I'll either see you over on Patreon or next time. And I really hope this was helpful and insightful. Sending you so much love, light, and shadow. And I'll see you. Bye.